Very importantly also, a growing number of countries have become so impressed with the achievements and the strategic orientation of the OECS that they have been indicating interest in entering into various forms of closer relationship with our organization. Spain, Mexico, and Brazil have all established formal relations with the OECS at ambassadorial level. And other countries, including members of the European Union and some within this hemisphere, are set to follow the lead that has already been given. Yet others have advanced proposals to engage in a process of functional cooperation with our OECS. And so, where do we really go from here with this workshop? This design workshop on the development of an OECS foreign service and an OECS School of Diplomacy represents yet another of the activities being undertaken as part of the initiative to realize a much more outward-looking orientation for the OECS. The vigorous pursuit of the strategic interest of the organization requires a cadre of persons armed with the skills that are necessary, absolutely necessary, to represent the region professionally, as well as to negotiate the terms of such interests. The unfortunate reality is that the foreign services of our individual member states have been reported to be weak in terms of numbers, skills levels, and orientation. At the headquarters level, the focus is invariably on what are sometimes termed just meet and greet activities, namely the handling of protocol arrangements and facilitating the hosting of meetings. At the overseas branch level, the focus is usually on consular matters, and even then, on some of the most basic elements of the consular portfolio, namely the renewal of passports for nationals and the issuance of visas to tourists. And that is why we are here today starting this workshop. This must change. Although the link between the international stature and political power of a state and its economic and commercial strength have been clearly established, and although it has been recognized that power relations between states are based on relative economic and commercial strengths, skills that are rooted in economics or commerce do not feature with any prominence on the rosters of our foreign ministries. Moreover, there is no systematic or credible effort aimed at the development of negotiation skills, whether in international economic relations, whether it is in international politics, or the newly emerging field of environmental diplomacy, which includes climate change, one of those activities alluded to a moment ago by Mrs. St. Hill. These matters have been the source of much anxiety for the OECS Authority, as a result of which the OECS Secretariat has been involved in exploring opportunities to enhance the ability of member states to build competence among their foreign service personnel in the areas of foreign representation, diplomacy, and protocol. In March of 2008, the OECS Secretariat embarked upon an initiative which saw the launching of the OECS School of Diplomacy. As a result of this initiative, over 160 persons from 4 OECS member states, particularly senior officials of the Ministries of Foreign Affairs and the Secretariat, have received training through this particular facility, while plans for the training of foreign service professionals in the remaining member states are now being actively pursued. In October 2008, the OECS and the highly reputed Diplomatic Academy of Spain entered into a cooperation agreement under which the latter would provide technical support to the OECS School of Diplomacy in accreditation, development of curricula and materials, and the work program for the establishment of the OECS School of Diplomacy. Under the agreement, the Diplomatic Academy has also offered scholarships to the OECS public officers to pursue the school's master's program commencing this year, 2009. At our 49th meeting of the OECS, which was held in the British Virgin Islands, the OECS Authority endorsed a proposal by the Secretariat to seek to upgrade the skills of foreign service personnel on two parallel tracks. One, to harness the potential of young professionals, and in so doing, provide a cadre of personnel available for service for or at both the national and regional levels, and the other to provide for the continuous upgrading of the skills of those persons already in the post. I emphasized this morning that, like the School of Diplomacy Initiative, the OECS Foreign Service Initiative has received the endorsement of the Spanish government and the Diplomatic Academy of Spain. It would be remiss of me if I did not at this time convey on behalf of the OECS Authority, my colleagues, and the OECS in general, our most profound appreciation for the very generous and constant support of our Spanish friends. The initiatives aiming at the development of an OECS Foreign Service and an OECS School of Diplomacy are bold and are visionary, and reflect in many ways the spirit of the OECS. A primary intent of these initiatives is the establishment of a platform for the development of capacity for the effective articulation, promotion, and defense of the strategic interest of the OECS. In reality, they are not merely initiatives bearing profound implications for the future of the OECS. They actually represent and they embody that very future. The activities are scheduled to take place over the next few days. These are important in that context. In that same context, too, you, the participants, and the resource persons should appreciate the historic import of your role. This historic import of your role and also the contribution to the very process we speak of. We in the OECS are embarked upon a most exciting endeavor involving the conscious and deliberate building of our brighter future. We cannot and we will not fail. This is why I reiterate my own sense of pride at being a part of this event, and to take great pleasure in now declaring open this workshop, the workshop on the development of a model for the OECS Foreign Service and the OECS School of Diplomacy. May God guide your deliberations over the next few days. Thank you.